Putting a stop to animal cruelty. Have you ever seen sad puppy eyes before or heard an animal cry in pain? Let me just inform you that it is certainly not music to one's ears. Every year, millions of animals are being tested on how effective a product is, and they are being physically and mentally abused. Today, I will be going over the problems that animals and humans are facing daily by using animal cruelty products and simply being used for animal testing procedures. I have pets myself, and I would hate to imagine them going through any pain. Therefore, I am strongly against animal tested products and did a great amount of research on this topic on reliable sources, some even written by scientists and doctors. Many of us own a pet, whether it is a guinea pig, a rabbit, dog, cat. The majority of Americans are constantly around pets. According to the 2019-2020 National Pet Owners Survey conducted by the American Pet Products Association, about 67% of the U.S. households have pets. I will discuss the issues animals face during this procedure, the unreliable information humans who use animal-tested products are receiving, the emotions animals are capable of experiencing during these experiments, and how we can solve this problem. Many medications and cosmetic products put animals through danger and are not fully aware of it. First, I would like to discuss why animal cruelty is a problem in this world. The first issue is that animals get locked in sterile cages and are forced with toxic chemicals, sometimes even killed after the experiment is done. According to the Humane Society International, the animals can expect oral force feeding, forced inhalation, skin, or injection into the abdomen muscle, plus more. These animals can be exposed to drugs, chemical, or infectious diseases at levels that cause illness, pain, and distress, or death. Dan Evan writes that 97% of the animals being used for products, medications, and other commodities for humans are killed at the end of the experiment, which were conducted in Israel. Only a small percentage of the animals are returned to their natural habitat. One can infer that even after the suffering the animals go through, they still might not have a chance of surviving. Animal testing is pointless and does not provide the needed insight. The second issue is that animals and humans are not the same. Animal experiments produce inaccurate results. According to the Understanding Animal Research, 92% of the drugs tested on animals pass the legally required toxicology tests to fail in human clinical trials. Using these products and medications for humans are only false information. According to Animals Are Not Ours, we have cured mice for cancer for decades, and it simply did not work in humans. This was a statement made by Dr. Richard Klausner. Treatments being tested on mice did not work for human beings, and these mice were being used for a useless experiment. Catherine Herman from the Center of Alternatives to Animal Testing at Johns Hopkins University explains the most critical shortcoming in animal testing. This includes that animal models often fail to protect humans and fail to be useful in growing new therapies. The wasting of resources for such research and the damage caused by animal-based research to both non-human animals and humans was discussed. This evidence proves that hundreds of millions of animals are being tortured and killed. These tests might or might not work for humans most of the time and are only causing harm for the poor animals going through suffering. What works on the animals may not work for us and vice versa. Animal testing can be unreliable. The third reason animal cruelty is a problem is because animals have emotions just as well as us humans do. According to Dr. Filippo Aureli, animals respond to the environment as much as humans do. They react emotionally to others and even become stressed and anxious in times of danger. Also, not only do animals suffer from the effects of the drugs or chemicals, but research has shown that just the experience of being force-fed can result in extreme distress. Though animals cannot express their feelings verbally, researchers have found that their emotions can be expressed through their own actions. This evidence clearly shows that animals feel for what they are being put through. These painful procedures put these innocent animals through traumatic events that are unnecessary. They have feelings just like us humans do, and we need to be the voice for these animals that cannot speak for themselves. Now that you understand the harm animals go through due to the cause of animal testing, let's talk about a possible solution that can put the situation to an end. There are many alternatives to animal testing. One main solution I believe would be the best is to instead test on human cells and tissues using in vitro testing, which is in a glass petri dish. This solution can work by reducing the number of animal testing and being more accurate to humans. Some evidence exists that in vitro studies are capable of cell-based tests and tissue models that can be used to the access of drugs, safety of drugs, chemicals, cosmetics, and consumer products. These studies have been shown to replicate human physiology, diseases, and drugs response, which are more accurate than crude animal experiments do. If all companies would turn to in vitro testing, we would no longer need to put animals in harm. This process will also take less time and less money to complete a test on a certain product. This will lead to having all products being cruelty-free. Researchers at the European Union Reference Laboratory believe that an alternative to animal testing should be tests that use human blood cells. This would be to detect contaminants in drugs that cause a potentially dangerous fever response when they enter the body. Although people can disagree that this solution is probably not the best, also that animal testing is the most efficient way to find more people should take into consideration. At least these tests are not harming animals, and we can spread the word until all companies are cruelty-free. To conclude my speech, buying animal cruelty-free products can make a huge difference in the world to stop these innocent animals from any physical and mental damages. Now I have explained how animal testing is inhumane, plus the time and money being wasted, and the inaccurate information us humans are being given. I truly believe the best possible solution is to end this by doing in vitro testing. Animals are humans in many ways, except their animal rights are being violated when being tested because they are not given a choice. As Dr. Jane Goodall would say, the least I can do is speak for those who cannot speak for themselves. I believe us humans should do the same and make a positive change for this world. Thank you.